Good morning and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. As we continue to talk about matters of death and life, one question I do get asked from time to time is, what's heaven like? Today I want to start with one of my favorite jokes, and I told it recently in a sermon. A wealthy Christian was once told by an angel that it was his time to go. This man asked if an exception could be made to allow him to bring something with him to heaven because of his faithfulness. And because of his faithfulness, the angel said God would allow him to fill one suitcase with anything he wanted to bring. So he filled his suitcase so full that he could barely zip it closed. It was very heavy, and another angel at the gates of heaven saw him struggling to wheel it towards the gate. The angel stopped him and said, "You can't bring anything with you." To this, the man assured the angel that God had said he could. Since this had never been allowed before, the angel was curious about what this man could have wanted to bring into heaven, so he asked to see what was inside the suitcase. The man laid the suitcase down, unzipped it, and opened it up. The angel saw that it was filled to the top with gold. Gold bricks, gold jewelry, and gold nuggets packed tight within. The angel looked up at the man with a puzzled look on his face and said, "Pavement? Why would you bring pavement?" The book of Revelation is a vision that John had, and in one place he described heaven, and part of what that vision is heaven is so wonderful that the streets are paved with gold. What John means is that heaven is a wonderful place beyond compare with anything on earth. And the most honest answer I can give to the question of what's heaven like is probably just that. It's a wonderful place beyond compare with anything on earth. Jesus describes it in various ways. But what we learn is that we are welcomed warmly into the place God has prepared for us. And at other times, Jesus describes it as a throne room, which is a way of reminding us that God rules over all. Some people I have talked to expect that we'll be sitting on clouds or have angel wings, although the Bible never says either of those things. I had a close relative who loved to play golf, and so he kind of hoped that heaven would be one long, unending golf course. That was his way of saying that he thought heaven would allow us the opportunity to enjoy those things we had enjoyed here. My family has speculated that my father and his brothers are sitting in rocking chairs on some sort of porch, laughing and reminiscing together and eating boiled peanuts, which is a way of affirming that we will be reunited with those we love. The Bible does indicate that we will know each other and be together again. But most importantly, the Bible indicates that we will be caught up in God. Some of you have heard me say what I think heaven will be like, although not many have been too excited about it when I tell it to them. I think heaven's going to be an unending worship service. You see, I believe that when we get to heaven, we'll be so caught up in the wonder and awe and love and grace of God, whom we are seeing face to face, that all we're going to want to do is praise God with all our being forever. I think the desire to praise and worship God will flow out of us naturally and freely. And I think all those things that we think we want to ask God about that we have struggled with here will fade into insignificance there. Instead, we will be filled with the majesty of God and respond in praise and worship. The worship we do imperfectly here will be done perfectly there. And frankly, I can't think of anything better. You see, that's the thing. The one thing we know about heaven is that we'll be with God. We will know God's full love and grace. We will be complete and whole. It doesn't get any better than that. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.